Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Liaquat Zaman. This is my YouTube channel, Roots of Knowledge, and also check out my website, uruq.com. Details are in the description below. If you guys are not familiar with this channel, please check out the videos that I make, and let's continue with this series then. This series is dedicated to those of you guys who love Arabic poetry, like me, and so I explain different types of poems. Currently, we are going through the Diwan of Imam Shafi rahimahullah, which is basically a collection of poems attributed to the famous Imam Shafi rahimahullah ta'ala. The one that I've selected for today is a short poem, but very nice, very sweet, filled with lots of wisdoms for you guys. He says, لو كنت بالعقل تعطى ما تريد إذن لما ظفرت من الدنيا بمرزوق رزقت مالا على جهل فعشت به فلست أول مجنون ومرزوق. He says, لو كنت بالعقل تعطى. لو, if, كنت, you, بالعقل, with your common sense, with your aql, with your intellect, with your understanding, تعطى ما تريد, were to be given. تعطى is majhul. أعطى يعطي إعطاء. You were to be given ما تريد, what you desire, what you want. أراد يريد. In other words, if you were to be given, like if your wealth in your world, the house that you have and the car that you have and everything else that you have, was to be given to you according to your aql, according to how intelligent a person is, according to how much common sense a person has, إذن لما ظفرت من الدنيا بمرزوق, you would not have achieved, you would not have received. ظفر means to kind of gain, to win, right? So you would not have won, you would not have attained or achieved من الدنيا بمرزوق, from the dunya, any type of marzuq. Yeah, in other words, you would not have found any sort of worldly gain, because basically you don't have any aql. So he's kind of like saying this to a person who he kind of like is criticizing, and he says lama dhafirta, he goes, you, right, if Allah gave people world material things based on how intelligent they were, you would have got nothing. لما ظفرت من الدنيا بمرزوق رزقت مالا, you, oh foolish person, you were given wealth على جهل, despite your ignorance. فعشت به, yeah, so رزق يرزق, it means to be sustained, to be given. And mal, as you guys know, jahl, it means the opposite of knowledge, ignorance. And so there you can see the aql over there actually is referring to some sort of like understanding, knowledge. You were given wealth, so in other words, you have lots of wealth, and that wealth was given to you despite you being very ignorant. فَإِشْتَ بِهِ, and you lived with this. In other words, you lived for many years. فَلَسْتَ أَوَّلْ مَجْنُونٍ وَمَرْزُوقٍ, you are not the first person to be insane and at the same time sustained by Allah. And there's loads of other people out there who Allah has given wealth to. In other words, here Imam Shafi rahimahullah, he beautifully kind of like sums up over here that there is no link between Allah's sustenance, between the wealth that you receive in this world, the types of food that you eat, the house that you live in, the car that you drive, and between the intellect and knowledge that a person has. Right? There could be someone out there who has lots of knowledge, lots of understanding, but lives in a relatively poor state. And there could be a person who is very ignorant and very foolish person, but Allah has given him so much, right? And you could get others as well. So he kind of like nicely sort of sums up the idea that don't get too happy, don't think to yourself, I've got all this wealth because it's because of me. إِنَّمَا أُوتِيتُ عَلَى إِلْمٍ, I was given it because of what I understand, what I know. And this is the deception of shaitan basically. So it's a beautiful poem, I think. I just want to point out a few things in this poem. So he says, لو كنت بالعقل تعطى. He says over here where he says, تعطى كنت بالعقل تعطى بالعقل. So this is a nice way of using this in a sentence as well. أعطي كذا بقوته, أعطي المال بجماله أو بكسبه أو بكده. Even is also a nice word to kind of use in your sentences as well, which actually means in that case. Even, in that case. ظفر is a nice word as well. ظفر زيد بالدنيا. ظفر زيد بالمال. ظفر زيد بالرقم الأول. رزقت مال. So على جهل. على despite. So despite having ignorance. زيد فعل هذا على علم, meaning despite having knowledge or knowing fully well. فاشتبه فلست أول مجنون ومرزوق. Okay, so you got some nice sort of like words and sentences over there. طيب, فهنا الإمام الشافعي رحمه الله يخاطب الناس, وخاصة يخاطب هؤلاء الذين انخدعوا ويعني ضلوا في ما رزقهم الله سبحانه وتعالى من الأموال, ظنا منهم بأن هذا بسبب يعني مهارة أو علم أو عقل الذي كان عندهم. نعم. فهي يقول لا, لو كنت بالعقل تؤتى ما تريد. يعني إذا كنت أنت يا إنسان تؤتى, يعني لو كان الله يؤتيك الأموال والأرزاق وكذا 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 حسب عقلك حسب علمك, إذن ما وجدت أي أحد في العالم مرزوق. يعني لما ظفرت من الدنيا, لما أنت عفوا ليس يعني في الدنيا, لكن لما أنت يعني ما ظفرت, ما وجدت أي شيء من الدنيا, لأن ليس عندك عقل أصلا. نعم, ليس عندك أي شيء. رزقت مالا, أنت وجدت مال, يعني أنت نفسك يا أيها المجنون وجدت مال وكنت جاهلا, فظننت أنك وجدت هذا المال بسبب يعني خاصية عندك, والأمر ليس كذلك. فأنت اشتبه هذا المال, فاعلم أنت لست أول من عاش في الدنيا غنيا وفي نفس الوقت مجنون. يعني نعم. فهناك يعني الإمام الشافعي رحمه الله يعني يذكر الناس بأن ربط الرزق ليس بالعقل أو بالجمال أو بالقوة أو كذا وكذا. نعم, نحن نعمل, نحن يعني نكسب الأموال حسب قوتنا وحسب استطاعتنا, ولكن الرازق والرزاق هو الله سبحانه وتعالى. فالله يرزق الغني وقد لا يرزقه, وقد يرزق المجنون وقد لا يرزقه, وقد يرزق الجاهل وقد لا يرزقه, وقد يرزق العاقل وقد لا يرزقه. نعم. فهذا يعني أمر عند الله سبحانه وتعالى. جزاكم الله خير. I hope you guys benefit from this poem. I really enjoyed this poem, because it kind of like gives you an insight of how sometimes we can, as human beings, become deceived in our own actions as well. And more importantly as well, not just the wealth that Allah gives people, it's also understanding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in control of everything. And sometimes we might see patterns in things, but in reality, there is no connection between the sustenance that we receive and between knowledge and between aqal, intellect, common sense, and ignorance. These are all things which people sort of make up themselves, right? In reality, Allah gives whoever He wants and He withholds from whoever He wants. Jazakumullah khair. We all ask Allah for barakah in our wealth, in our health, in our time. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. And thank you very much to all my patrons for supporting my channel, for showing kindness to the videos that I make as well. And if any of you guys want to support this kind of work that I do and help me produce more videos like this, please check out the description below. Really means a lot to me. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.